Before we continue, I just want to make sure that you guys know that the game has entirely leaked. So if you want to avoid spoilers, please click off the video right now. And just stay off from social media because I'm sure that others are going to be covering this news as well. But if you're still sticking around, you have been given warnings, and whatever happens after this, it is on you. So just make sure that you guys understand that. But it seems that physical copies of Jurassic World Evolution 3 have already arrived, and this user right here, with Environmental 220, has actually been able to go into the game and start playing it today. He shows us the hub and the workshop. Now you can clearly see with the hub and the workshop how amazing it is. You can clearly see all the different details and the many different things that you're able to download, and it does seem that Frontier has actually added already some things to the workshop, as these are officially created Frontier scenery items. And you can clearly see just the ratings and how this system really works. And it gives you a rating, gives you a creator, and it also gives you just a bunch of different options to filter, and it even gives you a big tab to decide which type. You can see buildings, scenery, modules, and workshop parks. Now on top of this, he also shows us all the sandbox maps, and clearly you can see right here all the different sandbox maps that we're going to be having from the launch of the game. And it does seem there are some mystery ones. We can clearly see just how many different maps there's going to be right here. We can see, and it gives us the size as well, most of them being medium. But it also does seem that we're going to be getting very small maps. We can clearly see here the return of the legacy maps that I actually showed on a previous video back then, and it does seem that those were the only maps that are going to be returning for Jurassic World Evolution 3, and we're going to be getting no Jurassic World Evolution 1 maps, as it seems. He also shows us a look at the island generator and just what different things we can change. We can change the park, its building type. We can change the settings of the dinosaurs, the gameplay, the park, and the environment. And it even shows us all the different settings of this island generator. And it does seem to have very similar settings for Jurassic World Evolution 2's settings. Now, there are some things that I have noticed are gone. Now, one of those was the fussy trait. Now, the fussy trait was something that allowed our animals to be very fussy and would actually attack the fence even if they were happy. Another thing that I don't really see is intelligent animals. Now, intelligent animals would attack the fence if there was people passing by. So it does seem that that has also been removed. Now here we can clearly see that challenge mode has been brought back. And you can clearly see that there are 9 maps. We can see the different sizes, the rewards, and just how actually custom challenge mode seems to have been removed from Jurassic World Evolution 3. And that is honestly really saddening to me. I really do hope that it is added back in for Jurassic World Evolution 3 down the line. However, it really sucks that they have actually removed it from the game. Now, a disappointing thing that we can tell actually is that the Frontier variants do not seem to be getting their own baby designs. Now here you can clearly see that they've actually just using the Dominion. Now for the Giganotosaurus, you can clearly see that it's just using the Dominion baby design for the Frontier Giganotosaurus. And because of this, I also highly doubt that we're going to be getting sexual dimorphism for the Frontier variants. Now the Iguanodon, the Dreadnoughtus, and the Giganotosaurus are all going to be affected by this, and eventually when the Oranosaurus is added back into the free updates, that as well. Now, I do hope that this is something they address throughout free updates, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did. But it does seem that for now, they're just going to be using the Dominion. There's going to just be using the Jurassic franchise variants for the babies, and probably a lack of sexual dimorphism. Now, another thing they show us is the opening cutscene of the campaign. Now, I will let this play out for you guys, but just be mindful. And again, we are in spoilers, so here you guys go.
The most awesome force that the planet has ever seen. With it, we diverted the very course of natural history. We took something so far away in time and put it on display for the world to see. For better or worse. Sometimes, though, it really was a compelling vision of coexistence. Precious, brief glimpses of peace. Emphasis on brief. But when nature seemed to offer a correction, many people saw only a tragedy. Greed saved the dinosaurs from the volcano, only to put them in a cage. But it was compassion that set them free. Free, of course, to spread into every corner of the planet. We need to find a way to coexist. But can we put our hubris aside and work with nature this time? Can we finally allow life
Now, another thing is that we finally get a reveal of that last map. And it does seem that we're going to be going to the Lockwood Estate for California. Now, this is the last map we're going to be building on, as it seems, and this seems to be a decently sized map. And it doesn't seem to be as small as Isla Pena, for example, but it does seem to be pretty decently small. And I'm assuming we get to see the Lockwood Estate in the background, and you can clearly see just some footage of him going around in the map, the river and all this, and just how interesting this map really is. There's just so much that has been leaked for Jurassic World Evolution 3, and I honestly can't wait to see what other things they show us. But that's everything for me. What are you guys' thoughts on the campaign, the challenge mode, the sandbox, and everything we've covered today? Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. But that's everything for me. We can see you guys later.